When Prime Minister Netanyahu sought to establish Israel as a world-leading cyber power, he turned to Professor Isaac Ben Israel, a retired IDF general and former lawmaker who for years headed Israel's Defense and Research and Development Authority. Now, as Netanyahu seeks similar global status in the world of artificial intelligence, he's once again turned to Ben Israel to lead the way. And here's our interview. Let's take a look. Isaac Ben Israel, good to see you again. You are essentially Prime Minister Netanyahu's go-to guy for ambitious national projects aimed at turning Israel into a top-tier global provider for critical technologies. In 2010, you led the study that became Israel's national cyber program. Today, Israel is the world's third-ranking cybersecurity power, and its industry garners more than 20% of global investment in the field. You stood up something similar to much more mixed results in the field of commercial space. So tell us about this new initiative for artificial intelligence.
It's very simple. Israel's main driver of economy is what we call high-tech. Now, we have a very developed high-tech ecosystem, including all the necessary elements, for 30 years or 40 years now. What we did in 2010 is to take the ecosystem, the already existing ecosystem, and shift it a little bit towards a new subject matter, new theme, which is about cybersecurity. We did it fast enough before all the others realized this is going to be the next
big thing.
And therefore, we have those results that you mentioned. Now, for the last 2 years or so, I'm thinking, at the end of the day, although we were very fast to start it, the giants, the American giant on this hand and the Chinese giant on that direction, the giants already woke up and they started moving, and therefore we are going to lose our advantage. So we should do now something that will put us again one step forward before all the others. In Israel, everyone knows everyone. We can convene in one room and decide on a very coherent approach, coordinated, even if it's not formal coordination between all the elements. We should use this again for the next big thing.
So what benefits do you see in the security sphere? How, for example, can artificial intelligence help defend against cyber or anti-encryption threats that are very real and made even more real by the current crisis between Israel and Russia over Syria?
Well, first of all, we have two goals. One that you just mentioned is enhancing the security of Israel. But it's not the only goal. Another one, which I started to talk about, is the economical goal. We should enhance also the economy of Israel, okay? And we should find a way to balance between both. I mean, we don't want to hurt the one on the expense of the other. Coming back to security, of course, by using several technologies like AI, okay? AI enable us today, because we have machines that can learn and can read a lot of data, what we call big data, okay? We can use it to, for example, to give you one example, to read everything that is published somewhere on the globe, including all the social networks and things like this. And then, before something happens, not afterwards. Usually, you know, something happens afterwards, we say, we could guess it because he wrote in his Facebook, this terrorist, that is going to do this and that. We want to do it before it happens.
The ability to project or predict future threats, right?
Based on hints that are already spread all over the network or the media, okay? This is one example. Another example is improving Even you take, for example, Israel is known in the world because of one system called Iron Dome. In the old time, you could build a system of interceptors, use it in the battlefield, then the engineers would collect data from the battlefield and think how to improve the algorithms that the system uses for interception, okay? Nowadays, we can do it almost automatically.
Automatically.
With the aid of machine learning, the computers which run the interception can learn how to improve from one interception to the next one. I can give you hundreds of examples like this.
So how long do you think it will take for Israel to establish itself among the top global providers of artificial intelligence technologies?
Well, it's difficult to predict, of course, but the goal, the mission that we got from the Prime Minister is to be there within 5 years, which gives you more or less a time frame. So we chose 5 sectors. 4 of them are civilian. One is, of course, security. Security is a sector by itself.
Where does the Treasury stand? Are they on board for funding?
Of course, the Treasury is on board as well. When I say on board, I mean we have committees which work on the plan. It doesn't mean that everyone agrees to everything. And judging from my previous experience, I would expect the Treasury to be a tough player here. Because this is their job, and we should understand it.
We had a representative from IBM on the show recently talking about the company's test bed in the United States. This would require an enormous amount of investment on Israel's part. Are you looking for some security assistance funding from the United States?
It's too early to say. In the previous exercise that we did almost 10 years ago, this is the cyber one, we ended with an additional funding of $500 million shekels every year. I cannot tell you if it will be something in this order of magnitude or not. It's too early.
How big a role will international cooperation play in this new national AI project? It's always desirable, but it would require information sharing and technology transfer, correct?
This is usually, you see, we speak here about AI. Before we spoke about cybersecurity. It's all part of the global IT economy, okay? And without being global, we would not be in the place we are today. It doesn't mean that Intel or IBM or all the other multinational corporates will share their information free with everyone, including Israel. Today, the process, by the way, is almost the other way around. Today, all these MNCs are building huge R&D centers in Israel and develop the knowledge here in Israel.
And finally, will this artificial intelligence roadmap that you're preparing for the Prime Minister require the Ministry of Defense to lighten up on its export licensing restrictions?
Of course. It's part of the whole system. This is one of the advantages that we have, that here we all understand the environment, we all speak with each other, and there is no defense against the industry or something like this. We don't have this. We are too vulnerable to waste our time on false quarrels like this.
Itzik Ben Yisrael, we wish you and Eviatar Matanya, your partner in this initiative, all the best, and we look forward to following your progress.